Tia then I want to say me what in the dry wash and wear. If you are now creative, evidence theater, then never drive for the way.
Welcome to our Boso podcast. I go by the name Papa Shanti. You know they see. Subscribe and share. I did an episode on how the Amapiano and Afrobeats took over Ghana in December. And this episode was 7 months ago. Now, I was discussing why the Ghanaian organizers or event organizers who usually have events during the December festivities don't headline or put a Ghanaian artist as the headline artist for their event. So an example would be in December 2021, it was the Afrochella event, which was massive. You know, Wizkid headlined the event. I did the episode. I spoke a little bit about why can't a Ghanaian headline in his or her own country. Now I got a lot of backlash and some different opinions on that topic. Now let me go through some of the comments before we dive deep into today's discussion. I just want to give you where the whole topic stems from and how we will approach it today. All right. So one of the comments is, the funny thing is, if Nigerian's music had not blown internationally like it has, Ghanaians would still be happy being local stars. But they really believe they can compete with Nigerian artists but don't have the same relentless work ethic. The saddest part is, with all the hate we Nigerians get, we never take the credit for ourselves, and we share the spotlight with all of Africa. Another one is, the organizers of Afrochella are business people. For them to sell their tickets, they need to bring a big act. Ghana doesn't have any artists that can sell tickets. So my advice is, keep working on your craft till it is good enough. Let me read one more. Nigerian artists work so damn hard, man. Do you know in Nigeria, it's normal for artists to put out 5 songs in a day? You never see American or any other artists around the world do something like that. When people say hard work pays off, they were not lying. Nigerian artists also always share platforms and collaborate with Ghanaians and African artists more than any other African artist from the continent. So let's appreciate their hard work. Ghanaians should come up with something they can be proud of. South Africans came up with Amapiano to stay in the game. Ghanaians should come up with something unique to stay relevant. After all, Ghanaians claim that they are the most creative people in Africa. This is the time to display that creativity they always brag about. Good points raised, my brother. Yeah, thank you. And thank you guys for sharing. I hope to hear from you on today's topic, okay? So, a lot of discussions being had on why can't we have an artist, a Ghanaian artist headline in Ghana in December. So basically the December festivities in Africa, Ghana is where it's at. So Ghana is like the Miami of Africa. Ghana is like the Las Vegas of Africa during the December festivities, which is the Christmas holidays. Now, I was going through social media and I saw that AfroNation just posted an update, okay, of their event in Ghana. AfroNation. Now, AfroNation is event organizers that features on events all around the globe. Now, I think that the last event they did was in Portugal, if I am mistaken, but it was massive. AfroNation, they doing great. They actually did also, if I'm mistaken, you can correct me. They signed a 5-year deal with the Ghana government to host their events in Ghana every December, just to boost the tourism in Ghana. So basically bring the people in the diaspora and also foreigners around the globe. It is very important to for the Ghanaian government to promote the tourism art, and AfroNation is part of it. Now, going through social media, looking at the flyer that they posted, which is the phase 1, they had Davido and P Square as the headline artists and a very special guest in Stonebwoy. Now, with that being said, Shatta Wale then came back and addressed the fact that why is Stonebwoy being the very special guest for this show in his own country. Now, it has sparked a whole lot of conversation, dialogue across Ghana and Africa. What do you think about what Shatta Wale brought to the picture? If you have, share your opinion. Why is Stonebwoy very special guest in his own country when it comes to the AfroNations events in December? But moving on from the AfroNation, okay, I would applaud Afrochella, okay. In January, when I did that first episode on the whole event organizers, I mainly focused on the Afrochella, which is they didn't have any Ghanaian headline. But this time around, they came up with 2 flyers, which for 2 days, Burna Boy headline one of the days and Stonebwoy. Now, this is a massive boost for the Ghanaian music industry. I've realized that whatever feedback we gave to the Afrochella organizers, they have listened and put in work to make the change. And I believe they have a step to step in how they want to see their business progress. I can tell also that in the near future, maybe they will have Afrochella across Africa, not just in Ghana, but across Africa. For what they have done, bringing and adding or having Stonebwoy as the headline artist in Ghana is massive for the people from the diaspora and the foreigners that will come to Ghana this December. They will all witness the growth and the performance of Stonebwoy. And the amazing factor is that you have a man in Burna Boy who is arguably the best. I'll say the best right now in the whole world, not just the best African act, but I can emphatically say he's the best artist in the world right now when it comes to performance and music, because the man is able to sell out venues. When I talk about venues, stadiums, we're talking about arenas. The man is able to sell them out, and he is African. And I'm telling you, they've always said that the music comes from Africa, the drums, the instruments, the sounds, everything. Now we are basically taking over. And so in the last episode, we discussed how the Ghanaian can work with the Nigerians, not competing. Now, remember, Nigeria is taking the African to the next level. Now, if a Nigerian is able to open the gates, I am sure Ghanaians should be able to penetrate in and follow the footsteps of the Nigerian artists. We are not basically saying they should compete with the Nigerian artists. It's never possible. Because if you watch the video, the Maven Records dropped, which is Don Jazzy. That video itself is amazing. I don't see any other African, music label doing that. They spend money on their craft. They know they will reap what they sow, so they spend money on it. So if you are a Ghanaian artist trying to compete or compare yourself to a Nigerian, I believe it's about time you work hard And don't sleep. When I say don't sleep, is stay consistent. Stay consistent with your craft. Okay. Now moving on, I'd say that the AfroNation should also think about making a Ghanaian a headliner, because it's can also sell. Okay. The issue that I will have with the Afrochella is that in 2021, when we went to the event, so I'll tell a little bit story. I was in Kumasi. I really didn't want to go to the event because I was very tired. I came back to Accra on the 28th. I think the first day was the 28th. So, and what transpired was we picked the Uber. We went straight to the venue. It was at Elwak Stadium. We had a VVIP ticket. Now, with a VVIP ticket, you are expected to be treated as a VVIP fan or personnel. Now, once we got there, we realized that we were supposed to mingle with the regular ticket holders. It was, but this is Africa, right? And so we approached the gate to show our ticket, and it was just all over the place. All right. And if a stadium gate, it's very congested, and imagine having about 30 people trying to enter the gates at the same time. It's very, very difficult to get yourself in there. Now, there are some kwashe boys, which is pickpocketing, that always come around the locals. These are the locals. They always come around during these kind of events. So my question to Afrochella is, how are you guys going to protect people that come and pay to watch the show? When we were approaching and trying to enter the gate, we were pushed. Now, one of the beautiful women that I was with, she had a phone. She also had a fanny bag. Now, the phone, she was holding the phone. Once they pushed us from the back, nothing happened really. So we got into the gates. We went straight to we got inside to the promised land, and then all of a sudden she screamed, "I lost my phone." So the question to Afrochella is, how do you stop these kind of activities? How can you stop that kwashes at the gate? Because it's very, very important. If someone is losing their iPhone 12, iPhone 13, and the newly iPhone 14, it is going to be a disaster. But I believe in you guys. I know you guys will do better and make things happen. The next question that I have is, are these events only organized for diasporans and foreigners? The AfroNation and the Afrochella, because when we look at the price of to get a ticket, it's pretty expensive, and only people that are coming from UK, US, Canada, Europe, and so on, they are the only people that, and also people, the higher class in Ghana, they can afford it. But what about the locals? So what is the point of the tourism? Are we only focusing on the people that can afford the tickets? Are we only focusing on the people that can fund the event? So we need to look at that. What can you do to help the locals? All right. The next question is, are the locals only focusing on kwashe or pickpocketing? Now, that's the last one that I gave a little brief on what the kwashe and the pickpocketing people will be doing. All right. I believe maybe you can create an avenue, and I saw most of the locals were vendors outside. It was pretty good, but let's try and see and know the stuff that they sell. Is it certified? Is it FDA approved? because you don't want them selling, fake drinks and fake items outside to create a whole disaster for your event. I'll leave this to you and to your team. Have a great event, a successful event in December 2022. Also, people should buy their tickets because it's going to be amazing. You have the best performer in the world in Burna Boy, and you have the best performer in the world in Stonebwoy headlining. And so go and buy your tickets and enjoy Ghana in December 2022. Aboso Podcast, Papa Shanti.
Hey.